Welcome to the RSEHS Academy. This is the case study on Piper Alpha disaster which happened in 1988. Piper Alpha facility. The Piper Alpha, a large fixed platform, was located in the Piper Field in North Sea, some 110 miles northeast of Aberdeen. It was operated by Occidental Petroleum Corporation. Major function was to separate the fluid produced by the wells into oil, gas and condensate. Other facilities included modules for compression, separation, utilities, etc. and also for accommodation. 4 main operating areas were separated by firewalls designed to withstand oil fires and arranged so that hazardous operating areas were located far from personal areas. Further to the facility, 2 other platforms were connected to Piper Alpha, 2 flares, fire and gas detection system, fire water deluge system, emergency shutdown system, evacuation and escape system. It was initially constructed as an oil production platform and was later converted to facilitate gas production with a new gas recovery module added. This broke the safe design concept as a hazardous gas compression module GCM was installed next to platform control room. In this picture, the whole network of pipeline is being shown. There is oil and gas pipeline between Piper Alpha and other platforms, connecting Piper Alpha with Tartan platform, Piper Alpha with Claymore platform, and Piper Alpha with manifold compression platform and interconnected. Piper Alpha disaster. At 10 p.m. on 6 July 1988, an explosion occurred in the gas compression module. 167 persons died, mostly in the quarters. 62 men escaped, mainly by climbing down knotted ropes or by jumping from a height. Most casualties because of suffocation caused by carbon monoxide and fumes in the accommodation area. The total insurance loss, about $3.4 billion, was estimated. Deadliest offshore oil industry disaster. Events prior to explosion. 2 pumps for condensate injection to the coast were A and B. Pump B was in operation for condensate injection. Pump A was under maintenance for preventive maintenance, repair of pump coupling, rectification of pressure safety valve PSV. The PSV was removed for maintenance and the worker used a blind flange hand tightened to seal off the open pipe. Work on PSV was started, but the work on pump was not taken that day. The PSV was taken off on 6 July morning by a 2-man team from the specialist contractor but could not be restored by that evening. Further to the events prior to explosions are, in the evening, the supervisor suspended the permit to work and the team then went off duty, intending to put the PSV back the next day. Supervisor stated on the permit that pump A was not ready for operation and must not be activated. The permit was placed in a box near the valve as the location-based permit had outlined. At about 9:50 p.m., pump B tripped due to hydrate buildup that blocked the GCM and could not be restarted. If the pump would not be immediately started, flash drum level will increase and within 30 minutes shutdown of the gas plant had to be taken. Further to the events prior to explosion, there was a possibility that if the gas supply to the main generator was lost and if the changeover to the alternative diesel fuel failed, the wells also have to be shut down. It would then be necessary to undertake a black start. It was decided to start pump A. Pump A overall permit was found which was not taken up, but operator could not find the permit related to its PSV maintenance job. No mention of PSV job during shift changeover. Believing it was safe to start pump A, the operator activated it at 9:55 p.m. High pressure gas leaking through the hand tightened, failing blind flange, whistled and triggered alarms. At about 9:55 p.m., signals for tripping centrifugal compressors came to the control room. Thereafter, a group of alarms came up. The operator had his hand out to cancel the alarms when he was blown across the room by explosion. Explosion. Initial explosion occurred at 10 p.m., followed almost immediately by a large fireball and large oil pool fire. The oil pool fire gave rise to a massive smoke plume. The escape routes from the module to the lifeboats were impassable. The firewater drain system did not operate because it was kept in manual in view of safety of divers, as there was a possibility of divers getting sucked in due to pump pressure. The explosion disabled the main communication system, which was centered on Piper. Occidental issued no orders to either Tartan or Claymore to shut down, and operators believed they did not have authority to stop export from Piper Alpha, though they could see the Piper burning. So other platforms continued production and pumping of gas for some time, which supplied additional fuel to the fire at Piper. At 10:20 p.m., Tartan gas line burst, feeding around 33 tons of gas per second into Piper Alpha, which ignited immediately. Helicopter rescue was impossible because of the wind, smoke, and flames. The Tharos, a firefighting vessel, attempted to draw alongside Piper Alpha and fight the Inferno at 10:30 p.m., but was restricted as its water cannons possessed enough pressure to kill platform workers if hit directly. At 10:50 p.m., second gas line from MCP-01 platform ruptured, feeding more gas into the fire. Due to high flames, steel rig and portion of Tharos started melting. At 11:20 p.m., the melting utilities module and crew quarters slid into the sea. The rest of the platform followed piece by piece until 12:45 a.m. July 7, 1988. This was the scene of the platform after the explosion. Effects of explosion. The entire deck was destroyed. By the evening of 7 July, only the oil wells module remained standing. This is overall sequence of events shown in the picture here. Investigation report concludes fuel condensate leaked from the PSV line of pump A, from which the PSV was removed for maintenance. Ignition source could not be identified. The lead operator who went to start pump A was not aware that its PSV has been removed for maintenance. The contractor supervisor who suspended the permit was on his first job and did not have any training in the operation of permit to work system. It appears that the production operator also did not inspect the job site. Some critical findings. Regulatory control is not enough for safety. Defective work permit system and violation of existing code of practice for work permit system. Positive isolation for maintenance not followed. Safety audits failed to reveal the weakness of work permit system. Failure to maintain correct records. Inadequate training for operations and emergency response. Protection system and communication system was disabled in explosion. Further to the critical findings, absence of change management system, contractor supervisor was not trained on work permit system, production supervisor did not inspect the job site, operating personnel were under pressure to avoid black start, failure in handing over procedure, the continued pumping of gas and oil by Tartan and Claymore platforms was not shut down due to a perceived lack of authority, even though personnel could see the Piper burning. Thank you for watching. Hope that we will learn from past incidents and work safely.